We both are not here today.
Yeah. It's the hottest day of the year so far.
Mm.
Your flat is incredibly warm.
It always is, yeah.
We have got the windows open, so there may be screaming children.
Yeah, that's a big, strong possibility.
But you don't own a fan, do you?
Yeah, but I didn't want it on in the background.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would be good.
Maybe we'll put it on in little. We'll have.
Oh,
breaks.
It might also explode.
Maybe we won't put it on in little breaks.
No, you can. There is a big. My Hoover nearly exploded on me yesterday, so I'm not allowed to Hoover now until I figure out what's gone on.
You're not allowed to.
No. Sam was like, no, because they actually explode. I was like, yeah, no, it actually really sounds like it's going to explode.
Oh, I thought you just meant like the universe was like, no, you're not allowed to clean anymore.
No, I mean...
Sit and watch more Doctor Who.
That's fine.
Yeah. Because
the reason why I wasn't watching obsessive amounts of Doctor Who yesterday was because I had to clean the flat.
And now you can't.
But now I can't, so... So then I watched Time Warrior.
Interesting. Well... I think that's probably the opening to the... Hello and welcome to the Sesame Podcast with Kat and Tit.
Hello.
Cats. How are you doing?
Fantabulous. How are you doing?
Fantabulous?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I am okay, thank you.
I thought if I upped it.
Right. No, I've doubled down.
You've doubled down on your depression, yeah.
Drowsy in the heat, yeah. Cool. You set the bar too high.
Sorry.
With Fantabulous.
Okay, and you just couldn't.
So I've met you at a solid sort of.
All right,
yeah.
Okay, well I'm fine. So.
Good. Well, fine. I feel is equal to okay. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you were changing.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
If we're being normal.
I'm excelente.
Oh, great.
So, welcome back.
Yeah.
Not to get all timey-wimey, but when this is the first one that we've recorded since our little absence, even though there's been an episode that's been released in between, our chat with the lovely Harbo Wholmes. Mm. What a lovely man.
It was wonderful, wasn't it?
What a very nice man. He is. He's a very nice man.
I know. It's just funny because he's my friend.
Well, all right. Sorry. No, I'm friends with the Harbo Wholmes.
No.
Well, no. I spoke to him for 4 hours about Doctor Who.
Yeah, you did.
Which I imagine is most of your conversation.
I was going to say.
Yeah, so the first part of the Harbo.
What a wonderful man.
What an excellent man. First part of the Harbo chat went up. But in between, since recording that, I had my phone nicked.
Yeah.
By some pesky little scoundrel pickpocket.
Yeah.
That I imagine looked like a Victorian orphan. Although.
Definitely didn't.
Probably not, because it was in a gay bar in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get into any of my documents or my iCloud. Couldn't get into any of my accounts because they were like, we'll send you a verification code on your phone.
Oh, thanks for that.
Brilliant. So yeah, been a bit of an interesting time, but we're back on track, hopefully, for weekly episodes now. So thanks for sticking with us. But this week, what have we got? Oh, have we got any news?
I don't think so.
Cool. There's the CBB show.
Yeah, which I want to do.
You want to do?
Yeah. I want to be the Doctor for the CBB.
I'm just... Because I know it's an animated series, so I'm imagining...
Well, voiceover, wouldn't it?
Oh, I was just imagining just live action
Just live action me.
And then everybody else is animated.
I mean, I've done children's theatre before.
Oh, yeah, I've done children's theatre before.
Oh, really? Is this how it's going to be?
I've also done children's
theatre
before.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I just don't like to brag about it, you know, so...
Because I'm in this situation to brag.
Yeah, I should point out I get quite irritable in the heat.
Yeah. So you're going to rip my head off today. Can't wait for that.
Not properly. It's all in jest.
Until it's not.
If anybody wants to accuse me of bullying,
Now's going to be the time.
I was going to say it's all fine because it's not, is it?
No.
And then I'll slip you that tenner now. And then you
I
say
think
yes.
the abuse that I'm going to get is more than a tenner. You don't like me
My
right now.
My phone got nicked.
You don't like me right now.
12.
I get...
The
way you're looking at me right now.
No, I'm Irish. I get irritable
Okay.
in the heat.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Can we postpone this? Can we just have another week off?
So that's it for news. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
See, I think if we were talking about an episode that was more divisive or that we had conflicting opinions on,
yeah,
maybe you would be in trouble with how I'm feeling.
Cool.
However,
can I just note, I'm in a very sensitive position also today. So anything that you say to me...
That makes it sound like you're hovering above a spike or something. Like, in a very sensitive position.
Oh, if I fall, I'm going to die. This isn't going to be good. This isn't going to end well.
No, it's good. It's banter. It's what they come here for.
It's banter?
They love the character.
They love our chemistry.
They love the back and forth.
Yeah.
And all that jazz. Right. Let's lock in.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We're talking about Bad Wolf, Parting of the Ways, Series 1, Episode 12 and 13, 2005.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking written by Russell T Davies,
yeah,
directed by Joe Ahern, starring Christopher Eccleston, Billy Piper, John Barrowman, Nicholas Briggs, Joe Joyner, Elaine the Pain.
I was literally about to say that.
Let's just go right in. What do you think?
Love.
No,
one of the best finales. Russell's best finale.
Yeah. Yeah,
easy. Series 1 is up there as best series for me anyway, for modern Doctor Who. And the finale is what clenches it.
I think it's interesting after like the conversations that have kind of been going around from the previous two series, especially this last like season 2, series 15, whatever, shoot your second series, because I really enjoyed all of season 2. Like there were some things I thought I was like, yeah, that was all right, that was good, to oh my god, that was brilliant, until that finale. And I think it's interesting that the finale has tarnished the season as a whole for a lot of people. So I think it's testament to how a good finale is the margin of if a series is good.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, like it's if it sticks the landing.
Yeah. I think it's just because everything that was set up in series 1 paid off in the finale, and all of it completely paid off. Russell wrote it as, okay, I might not get a second series, so we need to start and end it here, and let it be good enough for if it doesn't go on.
Yeah.
And writing like that has now created this modern Who legacy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of wish he wrote like that all the time. Which is strange as to why he didn't do it this time. If he knew that they were only signing on with Disney for 2 seasons, why he wouldn't do the same? Because we've got a series 3 with Susan and everything else he has to wrap up.
But I kind of get it, because I think he went into it with more confidence
and
it being like, obviously, no, it kind of,
he's done it once.
Was unproven at the time in 2005 whether it'd work. Whereas, coming into it now, it's been running back, like it's been back for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's, been a massive franchise.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
And he was kind of the person that put it on the map.
So
I feel like, not to say that he went in overconfident, but I feel like he went in and just went, oh, we'll do this and this and this, and it'll be brilliant. And I think there's a lot of elements in series 1 that it throws a lot in there.
Yeah.
But they all tie up, and there's stuff that's in there that is like, oh, and we'll pay this off later on. Stuff like your Jack being resurrected, his arc doesn't really get tied up. It's very much like a pause on, which is intentional.
I was going to say, like, if Series 2 didn't happen, it's not like something that you'd be there like, well, I'm really annoyed because they didn't wrap up that. Because it's just a thing that happened.
I don't know, because you'd just leave him dead otherwise, wouldn't you?
Well, no, because it's a testament to what Rose can do. And what the power of what the power of time. No. But the vortex and everything that's inside her, it's just, even just that action of Rose is mostly in, like, the kind of Rose's arc.
Mm.
And it's fallout for Jack, but then becomes integral for Jack moving on.
Yeah, but I think if you were to end it there and not have... Obviously, at this point, they knew that they were getting a Series 2.
Yeah.
So they knew that they were going somewhere with it. So we started at the end. Let's jump right back.
Transmats.
Oh, what a segue. We start off with a nice little recap of the long game, which again, it's quite nice tying it all in. And I really like the idea of taking a sort of what you thought was a kind of inconsequential story and then making that
100 years later, this is what you've done.
Yeah, sort of retroactively giving that a real sort of meaning in the overall narrative.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, it means that you can't skip the long game in a rewatch.
It's not even that bad. You're so dramatic.
No,
It's not even that bad. It's
not. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Adam is just annoying.
Correct.
That's it. That's the only, like, I like it. I think the story's fine. I like the social commentary on it. I think the, like, wardrobe department and facial help me. Makeup and costume department. I think the makeup and costume department did great. The Jagra face. The Jagra face doesn't look bad.
Look at my Jagra face.
This is my friend.
Hello, look at my Jagra face. Nom nom nom. Oh, it's so cold in here.
I love it.
I love it on my Jagra face.
It's so hot.
Why is the Jagra face so camp? I don't... No, I'm going to eat you up. Oh, look at my Jagra face. It's so nice. Also, like,
the Jagra...
Eastern European, I don't know.
The Jagra face doesn't even look bad. Simon Pegg's great in it. Love his bleached blondness. Love his beard.
That's a point for you on the, like, Simon Pegg's beard.
Tick. The Doctor in handcuffs. Billy's wardrobe.
I thought you were going to go Doctor in handcuffs. Big tick.
Daddy. 9 in handcuffs.
Mind out the gutter. Come on.
Billy in handcuffs.
Oh God.
Rose.
We could talk about this for a minute. No.
The Jaguar loves it. Yeah. It's good. I don't understand.
I think there's a lot of stuff in it that's good. There's a lot of stuff in it that could be good.
Right.
But overall, I find it just fine.
And it's just campy. It's just nice.
Those aren't the issues I have with it.
No, I know.
It's too many ideas to do.
No, it's not.
Justice to. It feels. We'll do the long game one day. We'll do the long game as an episode, and we'll really dive into it.
Okay.
And we'll make sure it's a day where it's not that hot.
And the Jaguar face. Dragon again!
Oh my God, the Jaguar face! Anyway, so the long game plays into it.
So does Dalek.
So does Dalek,
which is great.
So does Boomtown.
Yeah.
Father's Day, when Rose and
Jackie.
had
that scene is one of my favourite scenes. Do you want to know? Right, hot cat fact.
Is that what we're calling it? Could that be a recurring segment?
Yeah.
Hot cat fact of the episode.
Yeah. Cat, which is me. Actually, the scene between Jackie and Rose, and then Rose's cafe scene, I did for my GCSE drama. I reenacted it for my GCSE drama.
Of course you did. They let you do that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I also used Doomsday in my A-level drama. I used the Doomsday theme as the soundtrack for a really emotional scene I was doing.
Wow.
Yeah. And I smashed it, so there you go.
Wow. There
Thanks, Billy.
Rating on that hot cat fact. The Jagraface says, nom nom nom.
He was there. He was living.
That's going to be our rating system from now on.
It's the Jagraface.
Forget, like, out of 10.
Yeah.
It's does the Jagraface say nom nom nom, or does the Jagraface say yucky?
Oh,
Too
yucky.
hot in here. Yucky. Have we mentioned it's a warm day?
Oh my goodness.
Right, back on track. So,
yeah,
all of
Father's Day.
All of the elements tie in.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. So, Rose is about Rose. Introducing 9. We're getting all the characters. All of that.
And also, the it sets up the. I know it's more of a series thing anyway, but like the themes of like a normal life and like the mundanity of and and contrasting that between the bigger picture and the better way of living your life and all of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's Rose. End of the world.
Yeah.
You get more lore on the Doctor.
Because that's
Rose.
That's the first time you get anything
proper
about the
lore
Time
drop
War
about exactly, which is crucial to Nine's development, and then in turn his relationship with Rose, which then pays off at the end.
Yeah.
Then we've got The Unquiet Dead, where the Bad Wolf is first dropped.
Yeah.
Then we've got Aliens of London, World War 3.
Which is again more of that sort of domestic.
Yeah.
Sort of fleshing out Mickey and Jackie a bit more.
I Could Save the World and Lose You parallel.
Yeah.
For the first time.
And obviously he, in this story, decides that he'll save her. And but
rather she's like, do it. So you start to see that trust and that relationship form there.
Yeah.
But you also see Rose's resilience in the moment as well, where she's like, I'm not going to die. That's not going to happen. I'm going to survive.
Sort of
I'm going to
really
get through this.
Yeah.
And you start to see that confidence come out as well. Okay. Dalek is next.
Yep.
So,
I don't see what that's got to do with anything.
No. Dalek that's one of the episodes where I'm kind of having to like really think about what
between those
that could be.
Those stories could be.
And
well,
Rose,
that's a dud. We'll
stop talking about that.
Yeah.
Okay. The Long Game. Tip's favourite.
Yeah. Big fan. Well, it's the catalyst for the whole story, isn't it? You know.
Father's Day. Well, we get that dynamic between Rose and Nine. We get, as we said, for Jackie and Rose. The Empty Child, the Doctor dances.
It's about war.
War, yeah.
It's the Doctor living through a war and being able to change, not
have the same
outcome.
Yeah. Just this once everybody lives, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Captain Jack.
Yep.
His introduction.
Boomtown, you've got all of the more stuff about
the TARDIS and
the extrapolators, the force field shields.
What's that Bad Wolf one? Bad Wolf 1 descending.
That's Dalek.
So we missed that out. So Bad Wolf 1 descending.
Oh, are we naming all of the?
I'm trying to remember all the Bad Wolf things.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Well, you've got so Unquiet Dead. You've got
Gwyneth. Yeah.
Aliens of London. You got the graffiti.
Yeah, on the TARDIS. Dalek. You've got Bad Wolf 1 descending. Yeah.
Long Game. One of the channels is like
Bad Wolf TV
or something.
Yeah, with the face of.
Empty. No, I don't know if there is one in Father's Day? There must be. Maybe it's on one of the posters. That might not be.
No, I don't.
But there's Dr. Dance's the bomb that Jack sat on.
Yeah.
Is I'm pretty sure it's Bad Wolf in German or something.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Then obviously Boomtown it gets explicitly referenced, and then this episode. But yeah, it all it's a very cohesive series, and I think that's one of its biggest strengths, because it is, as much as it's showing off what the show is, and we can go here, and we can go forwards in time, we can go backwards in time, we can go to different planets, even though we won't do that till next season, and we'll just do space chases. And we can do different tones. We can do horror. We can do comedy. We can do real, just sort of character drama. It's just a
selection box, isn't it?
Yeah, but all whilst doing that, it's all tied in with the story arc, narrative through line. And really the narrative arc, if you like, that goes through the series is 9. The Doctor's character arc, and intertwined with Rose and their relationship forming, which is, and I think it's just a really strong series of TV. Something I've just realised as we were going through that list: The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances and Boomtown are the only episodes where the villain doesn't die.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting that, some of them are unavoidable, but Cassandra, he just stands there and watches her die.
Yeah.
The Dalek, he tries to kill himself.
Yeah.
But after that, everybody lives.
Yeah.
It's almost a little bit of a turning point for his character.
Yeah. Transitioning from the warrior to what he becomes.
Yeah, and obviously it's not as black and white as just he hits that point and goes, "Oh, I'll stop killing him."
No.
But it's interesting that after that point, and then you get that moral dilemma with Margaret in Boomtown.
Yeah, but but also that wasn't really his choice. She's the one that ended up opening the TARDIS, and it did whatever to her. Well, obviously it made her an egg, but
he
just let it happen.
It lets it happen.
Yeah, but that didn't have to go that way, that she turns into an egg. That could have killed her. It wasn't his decision.
But isn't there a line saying about that it looks into your mind and gives you what you want?
Well, yeah, because that's what Rose does.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the inference there, because there's a little bit where
because
she meets his eyes and he sort of smiles at her and she's like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
I think he doesn't know that she's going to turn into an egg.
Well, no, but they had the conversation
of saving her.
Well, yeah, because they had the whole conversation and multiple conversations of her being good and how she doesn't kill everyone, and then over the dinner scene and things.
That's what I mean. But it's an interesting moral.
Yeah.
For then, obviously, with this episode, for him to be sort of at his lowest and still choose that sort of moral not superiority, but that moral good. I think it's just a really neat character arc. It just works really, really well.
Yeah.
And something I was thinking about when watching it was I wonder if this arc would have worked as well if Eccleston had stayed on.
No.
Because I don't think it does.
I love Christopher Eccleston, and I would have loved to have seen him do more, but not when we've got this.
Because it just feels so
right.
tidy.
It's so tight. Yeah, it's perfection. It's something that I'm like, chef's kiss, don't touch it. Just leave it there. Just no one touch it. Leave it there. So I would like to see him do multi-Doctor stories. I would love to see 9 on my screen again. I'm glad, and I'm sorry, I'm glad that we didn't get him for series 2. Because I like series 1 so much. And I wouldn't want to see where that would go. That was one and done and there. And that's it. And then we move on through 10.
And I think it's interesting as well because it's another of those elements of the show that you get introduced to in that first series. For new viewers, it's this the Doctor.
Yeah.
We learn about a bit about Time Lords and Gallifrey. This the TARDIS and time travel and the Daleks and you know, and you get all of these big things, and then at the end,
they can regenerate.
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
turn into a different.
It feels like a real sort of
introduction to Doctor Who. This is
over that series you get like
everything. You get a piece of everything.
All the big points really.
And now you've got then afterwards you've got a chance to explore everything further.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it, even though it wasn't the plan, it just works so well. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that scene and all of the regeneration stuff in a bit. Zip back to the start.
Yeah.
How do you feel about all of the game show stuff?
I really like it. I like it anyway because it's entertaining. So like just from an entertaining story standpoint, it's just something that's fun to watch. Everything's relatable. All the references are relatable. Like the majority of viewers definitely would know Big Brother, The Weakest Link, all of that. So it's something that everyone can relate and watch to and be like, oh my god, yeah, I know that. That's all fun. And then having it in a sci-fi way, and a horror way where they, if you don't win, you die.
Yeah.
And you win your life.
It's like a classic idea. I mean, it's like Squid Game.
I haven't seen that.
The core premise of Squid Game is it's a big underground, basically like game show where they have to do these sort of children's games, and if they get knocked out, they get shot in the face.
Okay.
It's essentially just that same idea.
Squid Game watched Pine of the Ways and was like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I'd imagine there's probably some other elements in there. But it's a core premise, as a pitch for a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah. I like the social commentary as well.
Game show world, and if you lose, you die.
Yeah.
It's, sure.
And everyone has to tune in. Everyone has to watch it, regardless. There's nothing else to do. I think you can be next.
There's an interesting sort of dichotomy there of, it sounds like when the Doctor's talking about, and he's like, oh, what? And you like watch this stuff? Yeah. Like, it almost sounds like Russell's quite sort of dismissive of TV and sort of entertainment and that sort of lowbrow stuff, but also just sort of TV in general. Because there's the line where the Doctor's saying like, and this is the humour, like half the world's too fat, half the world's too thin. You just sit watching telly and it feels like it's kind of feeding into that like brainless like mundanity. Yeah. You go to work, you eat chips, like all of that sort of stuff. But then I know for a fact that Russell like lives and breathes television. Yeah. Like even reality shows and game shows.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be that grey area, isn't it? Because he even openly contradicts himself within the same scene where he's going on about it, and then it's like, oh, is that the one with whatever? Yeah, that's and she's like, yeah, and he's like, oh, I love that, but this is all wrong. This shouldn't be. Yeah,
I just think it's an interesting. It's something I'd never really thought about before.
Yeah, but I think
I was like, what is it saying? This stuff is good? Is it saying it's bad?
I think the commentary here is about, it's more the reality game show thing, not TV as an art form and entertainment and that kind of thing, because he contributes to that actively as he's writing Doctor Who. But it's more like Big Brother, where the kind of rise in reality TV, Big Brother like going on there and getting fame from that, and kind of and The Weakest Link being like, oh, you have to know all of these general knowledge questions or you die. It's not like you're kind of quizzed on one kind of special interest knowledge type thing. It's just you've got to know these general knowledge questions that you may or may not have heard of before, and this is and if you get it right, then you win all this money. Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And I don't think it's, obviously Chris Eccleston's Doctor doesn't strike me as someone that would, I mean, I really love his, just in all of the Big Brother scenes. Yeah. How just like over it he is. Yeah. just like in every shot, you can see him just sort of rolling his eyes or like sighing.
Well, because he doesn't realise that they're going to die, do they?
Yeah,
so he's
yeah,
just like, oh, for God's sake.
But I think just the fact that
he's so over it.
It feels so in character for this Doctor to be like, Big Brother, what a pile of...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Because could you imagine if he was in the weakest link and he got to be... saying, knowing all the questions to this, and probably even coming at the android as well, being like, well, that doesn't make sense. Oh, well, that actually didn't happen because I had this experience with so-and-so and this actually happened.
Yeah.
But Rose in Big Brother would probably enjoy it a lot more than the situation that she was put in. The only person that was really happy was Jack, and that's just because he was flirting with the droids. And getting to try on all these different clothes. Straight. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's an interesting little, because I used to think that this was like the weaker half of the story, and I still think it is the weaker half.
It is the weaker half of the story, but the story is like a 9.5 out of 10 when you combine both episodes.
Yeah,
so I used to think even
this
though
was
it's
like significantly weaker because
really,
like
but it's all build, isn't it?
It's all build.
But it has
and I think I used to like just not like all of the game show stuff as much because I was like,
oh, see, I love all the game show stuff. I find it really entertaining.
But on this watch, I found myself being like, this is great. Like it's really, really good. But I don't know. Maybe it was a case of like,
your age,
like tonally, maybe like campy.
Yeah, but that's what makes it horrific.
No, I know, but then go in like, campy game shows and TV, and then no, the Daleks are going to kill everyone. Like, I think...
No, but I understand.
I don't agree with that now, but I think that's maybe where that I thought there was a bit of...
You need some comedic relief in there, because it's heavy.
Yeah, 100%.
So can you just go back in time and tell younger you?
Yeah, I'll go and have a word. Yeah. I mean, I can't say it'll be the first thing I'll tell him. There's a few other notes I will make.
Oh, no. This should be top priority.
Okay, I'll start with that so he doesn't immediately go shut up.
Okay.
And then I'll start talking about sort of significant life choices.
Okay. Well, we don't have to worry about this now.
Yeah. And also that would then be a bootstrap paradox because I can't go back in time and warn them the things that they're going to do and stop them from doing
Why
it.
is there a Reaper forming?
Don't touch the baby. All the game show stuff, I think it's great. The weakest link, the android pun.
Yeah, that's android.
It's such a bad pun that it's incredible.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, I feel like that idea was written around that one pun.
I hope that was the foundation for the entire finale.
Like, yeah. Well, in the treatment, like series treatment that Russell wrote, it was sort of, and it had like penciled in sort of, like, episode 1 we meet Rose, like episode 2 end of the world, episode 3 Charles Dickens, like, and it was like episode 12 game show world. So this was like here from like
day one,
which I think is interesting because it's not. I don't know. Like it doesn't.
I like
scream. Oh, this is a Dalek plot. Do you know what I mean?
Which is great.
Yeah, because it is.
Which is nice.
Because I feel like maybe if you hadn't spoiled it in the Next Time trailer, then it might be a bit of.
See, I never watched Next Time trailers, and I also can't remember them. So I.
Right at the end of the Next Time trailer for Bad Wolf, you have the alert, we are detected, and it just shows.
Oh no, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wow. Which is like.
See, I always, as soon as the episode ends, even as a child, I was like, "Okay, next."
Well, you weren't sitting and being like, "What's coming up next week?"
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I missed. Do you know what? In my childhood, I missed a lot. I didn't read newspapers, and neither did my parents or anything like that.
You didn't read newspapers at 7 years old?
No, but listen to me. Because of that, I never knew when anyone was regenerating. So it was a pretty sad reality when David Tennant left. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that was
I didn't know that was happening. That's why I had a complete meltdown and couldn't watch Doctor Who for a bit.
Did you not pick it up by just like generally of
nothing?
it being foreshadowed about as subtly as...
I don't know what to tell you.
So you went through all of the end of time.
I went all the way up until Peter Capaldi when I started watching, shall we say, from 9 all the way through 11. I did nothing because I'd go to school, do whatever I needed to do then, dance until 9 o'clock,
Catch the bus, go
to work, come back home and eat chips. Is that it? No. I'd go to school, go to dance, come back home, watch Doctor Who and sleep. That was my life all the way up until I was going over to like A-levels university. So I wasn't like online or anything like that really. So all regenerations I didn't know about. I didn't used to watch next time trailers because I didn't have time for that.
But like, you didn't have time for it.
No.
I have these 30 seconds to spare. What are you talking about?
No, the episode was ended. I was off doing something else. I'm not gonna watch the credits. What did you take me for?
This is wild to me. Like, coming from someone that I know for a fact will rewind scenes to say the lines along with the TV. Like,
yeah.
And you're like, I haven't got these 30 seconds to watch a trailer. What are you talking about?
But to act my heart out with Billy Piper, yeah, I've got time for that. Fair. Thank you.
But so,
yeah,
I'm just
honestly.
Like, I get when you're a kid, because like,
the only time and this is really funny, the only time I thought David Tennant was going to regenerate, I can't remember if I've told you this story or not, and it's actually the one time I watched the trailer to the next episode, is when, what's before the Unicorn and the Wasp?
Doctor's Daughter.
Doctor's Daughter. Was watching the Doctor's Daughter in my dad's living room, and the next time trailer came on, and it was the vicar, and he says a line in the trailer like, "Oh, well, this has been an extraordinary day," or hasn't this been a
most entertaining evening?
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. And for some reason in my brain, that was the Doctor. Right?
What?
Right? So I start bawling my eyes out, and I run. wait.
I'm so confused.
I don't know why in my brain I thought the Doctor's regenerated into him. So I start bawling my eyes out, panic attack, run upstairs to my dad, jump on my dad's bed, belly crying, screaming into the pillow, and my dad's freaking out going, what's wrong, because he thinks something's happened, and I'm going, and he's like, okay, calm down, talk, what's wrong? I was like, the Doctor's finally ginger. Right? Right? And he's like, what? And I was like, the Doctor's regenerated. The Doctor's regenerated. It's not David Tennant anymore.
This is insane.
And then the Unicorn and the Wasp happens, and he's just the fucking Vespa form. He's just a giant wasp. And he's not a Doctor at all. I don't know what in my brain thought that's the Doctor. But I did.
I am baffled.
That was the only...
The more I learn about you and your childhood, it suddenly just makes so much more sense.
What do you
mean? I feel like I'm getting... Every now and then you say things and I go, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the one and only time I thought, oh my god, David Tennant's regenerated into the 11th Doctor.
Into Tom Goodman Hill.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. And then End of Time happened and ripped my soul apart.
But do you not get a sense of that you think that it's... Because when it... We'll get into this another time.
What tangent did that come from?
The Next Time trailer.
The Next Time trailer. Oh yeah, Daleks. So... Yeah, Bad Wolf, it's nice.
As a first part,
I think it's solid.
Yeah, I think the pacing is very deliberate.
Yeah.
And I know that Russell said, because I listened to the commentary track for these episodes, I do extra research.
All right.
He said that he found it difficult with that first episode switching between...
Because you're switching between three
the Doctor, Rose and Jack, and that basically Jack stuff didn't really have as much
importance.
like just as much story. There wasn't as much that because he doesn't find out that he's in any danger until the very end and just goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna get this gun out my arse and kill you."
Yeah.
Whereas obviously you get, Rose finds out pretty early on that she's in danger, and then the tension is, oh, how's she gonna get out of this?
Yeah.
With the Doctor, he finds out, and it's how's he gonna get out of this, and then he's gonna go and find Rose and save her. Whereas Jack's just putting on some tennis whites and like groping robots, and
which is
it's an interesting shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's very sort of deliberately paced. It's very much set up, but also there's story going on there, which I think is my, not to bring it back to RTD2 again, but I know you really like Legend of Ruby Sunday.
I did, yeah.
The issue...
The only issue I have with it is the pacing.
Yeah, I think the issue with it for me is the fact that it's... I know people are like, oh, but it's part 1, it's going to be set up.
No, but that is pure setup.
It's pure setup. Like, nothing happens within that part of the story.
It's set up for the resolution, whereas this is actually narratively driven. Yeah,
exactly. And because you get a lot going on in this. Yeah. For one, Rose getting disintegrated.
Yeah.
What an incredible...
that whole scene, I think, changed my brain chemistry. Because,
one of many.
Well, true. Because you get... So you have all the stuff with Rose, and she realised that she's going to die, and then that paralleled with Roderick's happiness that he's won all of that money, not caring that Rose is going to get
You've lost!
Yeah, literally.
What a prick.
I know. And then she runs off, the android gets her, as the Doctor's running in, the soldiers holding him, Jack screaming with his guns, the Doctor's complete devastation and loss of hope in that moment.
They're all so good in that scene.
That whole scene, the way it's shot, what we see, everything that goes off blurred in the background when it's focusing on the Doctor, just Rose in ash on the floor, just all of the edits are just,
Just the for me, it's just that close-up of Eccleston.
Yeah.
Like, there's the shot of him just, like, holding the ash.
Yeah, ash, yeah.
And then just the shot of him just staring into the middle distance. The whole even as he's being like...
That's what I mean. Well, the soldiers have got him behind.
Just staring. Like, oh my God, it's brutal. Like, I mean, this will not be the last time I praise Christopher Eccleston's performance in this story. But, oh my God, he's
fantastic.
Incredible. Because it really sells you on she's dead.
Yeah.
Like, I know... You go, they're not going to kill her off in episode 12.
I didn't think that. So can you imagine?
But I think for kids, it really sells you on the... She's dead. She's dead.
Yeah, Rose is gone now.
Because it really settles in that.
When do we... Is it the end of the episode that we see her, oh my God, and then the Daleks move into shot? Or is that at the beginning of...
So
parting?
you get the No, you get it at the end.
It is all at the end,
you get the realisation when Jack
does, she's still alive, and it's like,
a transmat.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Rose in the ship.
I can't but
so there's a solid, 5-10 minutes
of where you think she's dead.
Yeah. Because you do get that just solemn, like, he's just lost.
Well, he believes that she's dead,
exactly,
so we believe that she's dead. Yeah.
But then... when it just switches it with the let's do it.
Yeah.
And he's throwing guards into cages. Yeah. And then as soon as he picks that gun up, you're like...
You're back into Dalek.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really nice subversion.
Yeah.
That you go, he's going to go up there and absolutely slaughter
destroy
them.
Everyone.
Like... Yeah. And then he gets up there and goes...
Oh,
and
do you really think we're going to... Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
do you really think
don't be so thick.
Yeah.
Like... And you go... Oh, the Doctor's still here.
I love it when it's like, can I put the gun down, please? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, just, if you like.
Yeah.
I think that whole sequence is brilliant because he's scary, but also you do have that relief that I don't think you get in Dalek until the very end of, oh, he's not completely lost. I think he's angry, but he's like, no, I'm not going to go in and...
The thing is that saves that is if Daleks were introduced then, it could have been another story. But because he knows that he can control a room without a gun with humans, and he didn't think he could do that in Dalek with a Dalek. That's where the difference is.
Yeah.
So he only did that
I
for
think if he knows
for the scare factor for who he was going in to intimidate.
Yeah, from that point on, you get the relief of, oh, Rose is alive, and then, I recognise that blue little lens.
Yeah, I love Rose's panicked, I saw you die. Oh, her first line, seeing the Dalek.
Because obviously that tracks because she thinks it's the only one. It makes complete sense that all of the stuff with the controller is great.
Yeah.
Again, another really good performance. Like, it's obviously like very like sort of Minority Report inspired. It's a really like just creepy, just horrible like visual to just see this woman just wired up. The look of it, like it's so simple, like the makeup and the hair just sort of like, I don't even like gelled. Kind of braided, like gelled into like little. Yeah. It's really, really creepy. Her like little back and forth with the Doctor, because there's a few points where you go, oh well, because you're led to believe that these game station hosts like are the ones behind it. Yeah, I think it, because obviously you assume that the controller and the broadcasters are the ones responsible for, and you even in the conversation between the Doctor and the controller, she says that she brought him here. Yeah, I could hide you in the games and and he's like, my friend died in your games, and she's like, it doesn't matter, and he's like, don't tell me. Yeah, and you go, oh, okay. Well,
they were just there, weren't they?
Yeah. Like she just needs the doctor to and she has like a real sort of heroic sacrifice, I guess. But it just kind of kicks the back half of the plot into motion. Yeah. That cliffhanger, beautiful. Firstly, because the start of that is the realization that there's something like hiding behind my God, Murray's Dalek theme. That like a choir from the pits of hell. Yeah. Just like Gregorian chants, like I don't know.
But it's equal to the story.
Yeah, like it could so easily be over like melodramatic. Yeah. And like, oh, all right, maybe rein it in a bit.
Yeah, no, but it
completely fits. Yeah. And it really sells just that horror and like the stomach drop, and then you get the cut to hello, we are detective. But it's it's a great sort of reveal. But I think my favourite thing about this cliffhanger is the fact that could have so easily been it. Yeah. The ships are revealed, we pan out, horror on the Doctor's face, bam, it's the Daleks. Diddly-ding-did. Next time. Yeah. And I think it's such a smart move to go, no, hold on. And then you get that first conversation between them. And it's such a like defining moment for Eccleston's character.
No.
It means no. And all of that. It's like, because usually a Doctor Who cliffhanger is, oh my God, he's about to die. How's he going to get out of this one? Yeah. He's already told us that he is going to get out of it. Yeah. We just don't know how. How's it? Yeah. Yeah. Like, and it's almost more of a cliffhanger for the Daleks. Yeah. Because they go, oh shit. Yeah. It's coming. Like,
we expected you to crumble.
Yeah. We've got Billie Piper.
But yeah,
we got Billie Piper.
She's here right now, and we're going to kill her. By the way. No.
Fuck.
No. We're gonna kill her.
Did we do a plan B? Where's the blackboard? What do you mean you've lost the chalk? Okay. Right. Do you fancy going to war? Yeah. Because it is just the tease for next week is we're going to war. Yeah. Like,
you know how you've only just recovered from the Time War because of Rose. Well, we've just got her, and now we're going to start it again. Just to let you
All
know.
over again, baby.
Just to let you know, give in. We've got Rose. We're gonna do a Time War again, okay?
Yeah. Cool. We're doing Time War 2, Electric Boogaloo, baby. This time, there's only one of you.
Yeah.
Oops, shouldn't have killed your people.
Well, that's on you.
But yeah, it's such a great moment. Like it is a genuine like goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like real like chills. And then that's it for part one. It must have been such a massive thing at the time.
Yeah.
Like, because I know they were doing like countdown trailers and stuff. The battle begins in 5 days. And it'd count down each day. Wow. So like it was, it must have been massive. So then part of the ways, it's all going off.
It is.
I don't even know where to start with this episode. That's what I'm struggling with, because there's just so much that happens. And I feel like I can't be critical. Because I'm just going, yeah, that's great. That's great. That's a really good bit.
Yeah, well, it is.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's a boring analysis.
The Pattern of the Ways is incredible anyway. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, just anyway. But now having The Day of the Doctor, it makes it even stronger, which I love.
Okay.
But also because of that, now every time he does, and for my next trick... It's just in my head.
Yeah, you see the...
It's just in my head because of The Day of the Doctor. They go for my next trick. So just whenever he says that, it's hot cat fact.
I think we're like number 7 now.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, moving forward, they managed to go and get Rose, save Rose. Rose is back, and she's like, "I never doubted you." He was like, "I did, you were right." And then they have their lovely little hug and all of that, and then they go out and speak to the Daleks.
Yeah, Eccleston
is that scene
great in that scene.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because he goes through so many emotions.
Yeah.
And you see him playing a bit of a role. Because he's obviously terrified.
Yeah, naturally.
And then you get the whole let's go meet the neighbours, and
he was like. The thing is, he was terrified when it was him and Gallifrey.
Yeah.
And now it's him versus a whole Dalek Empire.
Yeah. Eccleston does it just effortlessly. And facing off against the... Nick Briggs is brilliant. With his... all of the voices, but I think especially the Dalek voices. And the tone he gives the Emperor is chilling. It's a really... Yeah, really, really great performance. Yeah, and just all of that, I think it's a really interesting... It's interesting that a lot of the RTD Dalek stories deal with human Dalek genetic sort of crossover, because obviously you get that with in Dalek where it's sort of mutating from Rose's DNA. In this, it's
one cell in a billion that was fit to be nurtured. And then you've got Daleks in Manhattan when they say that this is the ultimate form. Yeah. But this is the thing. So I was watching Doctor Who and the Daleks last night, and that whole there's a whole scene where the Daleks are trying to get the antidote or whatever medicine so that they could come out of their shell and walk and destroy the Thals. Which is just so out of the realms of what Daleks allow.
Yeah, but it's a different concept.
I know. It was just a funny parallel because I was watching it. I was like, Dalek sec.
Yeah.
I was just that's crazy.
I don't know. I just think it's an interesting thing
playing with humanity and the Daleks.
I don't know if that was deliberate or not, but it crops up a couple of times, you know. But yeah, just the real disgust that they have for humanity and the description of they were pulped and filleted and it's such a visceral sort of description.
Rose's face.
I was going to say you do find yourself doing the face.
You do Rose's face,
because you're like, oh. But yeah, I really love that back and forth between, through the episodes between the Emperor and the Doctor.
Yeah.
the Emperor has his dialogue is that very like Russell does it a lot with certain villains. Did it with the Beast, did it with Sutek last year, like the very grandiose, almost like religious.
Well,
like,
they see themselves,
imagery.
all of them, they see themselves as a god.
Yeah, which I think is
sorts.
really interesting. The concepts of blasphemy
Yeah.
and at the end when he talks about like you're the heathen and
you're
like
the heathen.
all of this,
Yeah.
like I don't know, it's just really interesting. It just feels like really powerful.
It's but it's the way
dialogue.
Yeah, they have to use those kinds of words and thoughts and that kind of belief so that they can cope with what they are.
Yeah. There's an element of
because there's hatred there.
Yeah.
Because they're not pure Dalek, even though they only used one cell of a human, there's still something that isn't pure.
Yeah, it's a really really great idea.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why they come back to it in series 3 because it doesn't really get that much chance to
explore that.
Yeah. Which I don't think is.
But that's not the focal point of.
I was going to say,
if they tried to do that, then it would be too messy and it would take away.
It's not a point against.
No, absolutely
a mark
not.
against this episode, but yeah. And then you get genuinely one of my favourite shots in the whole show, which is after they go back into the TARDIS and you get Eccleston with his head just against the door, and just that zoom, like the camera movement, and it almost lingers a little bit too long.
Yeah.
And you can just hear the gunfire outside, and the music just drops out. Yeah. Chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I like Joe Ahern directs the hell out of this episode.
Yeah.
And it's a real shame that he didn't come back after this series, but he did 5, 6 episodes. He did Dalek, Father's Day, Boomtown, and these two.
Mm-hmm.
So he directed like a real big chunk of the series. There's a lot of sort of dynamic camera movement.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of like static sort of frames. The camera moves with it all.
It's all organic.
Zoom and pan in, and it feels like it's
you choreograph it.
Yeah, exactly. But just that move in to Eccleston, and he's just unmoving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good, especially because you've had him do the showman sort of stuff, be the Doctor, and but I'm gonna stop you. All right, whatever. Sure. And then just bam, and you get the reality of it, which comes back again a little bit later, which we'll talk about. But then just preparing for war. Then it really feels like, oh my god, this is it. Like the whole thing of the Delta wave. I mean, it's such a classic, like when it's like, I'll be able to build this in like 3 days. How long we got?
22 minutes.
But just that grin when he's like fumbling with that wire and comes to the end of it, and he just looks and he's like, it's so infectious.
Yeah. And then that beautiful moment between Rose and Nine when they're stripping back.
Yeah, when they're messing with the wires and they're talking about we could go away from here.
Yeah.
What I really like that's the music in that scene is Pete's theme from Father's Day, which I think is really interesting because you get when she's talking about could you not just go back and warn them and sort of change history and stuff. That's a nice little link.
It's
I wonder if that
callback, isn't it? Because that's what she tried to do.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that was a deliberate thing.
Yeah.
Or if it was just a nice emotional piece of music that, because obviously it comes back later on when it could very well be both. But it comes back later on with the scene in the TARDIS with her and Jackie. But following on from that, him feigning that he's got a solution and he's got it all worked out. Because you get those scenes in Doctor Who all the time of him. That I always think of Tennant when it comes to it, and you just get like a
yeah.
oh my head, yes.
Yeah.
If we triangulate the and just fires off a load of like technobabble, and you go, oh, the Doctor's going to do a thing, and he's going to save the day. So you just get so used to that, and he's.
But you fully believe him.
Yeah, because he's knowingly going, this is what I usually do.
Yeah, so I need to do this.
And Rose will believe this.
Yeah. It's the dynamic way how he runs into the TARDIS, then he runs back out. And then there's just the shift. Yeah. The stop, the silence, the pause. And how he slowly turns around and looks at the TARDIS. And then Rose is there waiting. She's still got her adrenaline pumping because she knows it's about to happen. And then you hear the sonic and the dung and then the music. And I'm just like, oh my God.
It's, yeah.
So powerful.
Like, perfectly executed.
Perfect.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep saying
all of this is just like so good.
Yeah. That might be one of my favourite just little pieces of acting from Eccleston. Just, as you say, that run and the excitement and as soon as he's out of shot, it fades. And then you get like the hologram scene.
Yeah.
It's like it is just back to back.
Yeah.
Like iconic scenes. The hologram scene, brilliant. The turn to face her.
When she at the end, as if he knows that she's running around, causing a fuss. Like, as he says.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like really, really emotional moment. Yeah. And the choice to not have the audio treatment on his voice for that, or the reverb and the distortion and stuff. You just get the Doctor's voice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's goosebumps. Like really, really special. And I think that's the encapsulation of the whole series is just that moment of.
I always look back and wonder when he set up Emergency Program 1. I'm like, I like to think like, okay, where would it have worked? Maybe Aliens of London when she's back with Jackie and he's got some alone time in the TARDIS. Maybe after that when he realises that she will happily just die for him and let him do whatever he needs to do to save the world. I'm like, when would he have time?
Maybe he did it in Boomtown. Maybe he was like, Jack, go and get me some stuff.
Yeah, I need some alone time.
With my tape recorder.
And not in a weird way.
Jack's like, oh, you sure you don't want
No, don't.
Oh, okay. Iconic scene. Then you get a little bit more between the Doctor and the Emperor.
Yep.
I really like Jack's.
You send her home, keep working, but he will exterminate you.
Yeah, like
never doubted it, never will.
It's really nice to see that relationship.
Yeah.
And obviously earlier on, I know we kind of skipped past it, but the kiss that Jack has with Rose and the Doctor, I think that's a really nice moment. It's not. I know they said that they spent a lot of time sort of thinking about it, and Barrowman in particular sort of said that he didn't want it to sort of be sensationalized.
Yeah, because it's not that at all.
Yeah, and he said that he made the decision that he was going to kiss Rose exactly the same
as what he does with Nine.
Yeah. Which I think it's a really, really sincere moment. I mean, obviously, back in 2005. There was no woke politics going on.
Absolutely not.
No,
that definitely wasn't
politics. No,
the first
no gay kissing.
Man on man.
Smooch. The next gay kiss in the series would be 11 and Rory in Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, which Matt Smith improvised.
Incredible.
And just planted a smacker on Arthur Darvill, which is why if you watch that scene after he pulls back afterwards? And then he runs in and goes, good thinking, Rory, and like gives him a smooch.
Yeah.
And then goes and he's talking and flapping his hands about and you just see Arthur Darvill just next to him just wipe his mouth. It's like
what just happened? We didn't do that in rehearsal.
Yeah, but just their relationship is. Yeah. I think it's a really nice sort of trajectory that they've gone on since
Empty Child.
and
Doctor
that feels. It's almost a shame you didn't get more time with them.
Yeah.
I know they didn't particularly get on, as in the actors.
Oh.
But yeah, it would have been. I think it would have been nice to see a little bit more of that dynamic. It's almost a shame that Jack comes into it so late in the run.
Yeah.
Because we only get 3 stories with him.
I was gonna say.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna hand over to you for Rose's scene in the chippy.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And that's the end
of
that.
No, I don't even know what I can say. It's just lovely, isn't it? It's just... You see Rose's progression. You see that she's found a purpose. She's got something to fight for. Where she felt lost before, now she's got a purpose. She's got the drive to go and save the Doctor. She's got something that's a bit more meaningful than talking about coleslaw in the new pizza place. Do you know what I mean?
Clinical.
Tastes clinical.
I love that it's such a dumb line. Have you tried that new pizza place? No. What's it selling?
Pizza.
Oh,
that's nice.
It's such a funny interaction.
Yeah, but it's just so real.
Yeah. But then you get obviously Rose's monologue, which is again another one of those things where it's like this is what the show's about now. Yeah. This is like one of those, if somebody goes, what's this Doctor Who thing about? Like, other than time travel and aliens and da-da-da. Just that monologue. Yeah. And that's kind of Russell's almost mission statement for the show. Yeah. We got on to, let's talk about Jackie Tyler's big yellow truck.
Okay. Hot cat fact, but it's actually a fact about Doctor Who. So you know how she obviously wasn't allowed to drive the van?
Yes.
Because she doesn't have a big truck license.
Yes.
When you notice the driver dressed in black and Jackie sat on his lap, you will never unsee it. And it is the funniest thing ever. Yeah. Actually, talking about that, so you know in Doomsday, right? Yeah. When they're on the beach and there's the truck and you've got Pete, Jackie and Mickey on there. If you look under where the car wheels are, and you know, like under the car, there's like a gap. Obviously, you can see some production crew's feet, and they run and quickly hide behind the wheel. But you just see 2 little feet running, and it is once you see it, you can never unsee it.
Wow, there you go, big finish. There's a. I mean, all of the stuff there with obviously before we get to the truck, all of the stuff of. Her like desperation to get back, how cold she is with Mickey.
Yeah, well, she's just got one thing in mind now, and that's just save the Doctor. Because you got to think she's not only like obviously in love with the Doctor, and they have that relationship, but also like she's got all of her, and I'm gonna say it, like daddy issues in there as well. Yeah. So she's already lost her dad once. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? She's not willing to lose the Doctor. She can't lose that person in her life because he's the most important thing to her, and she can't possibly do that. She knows that there's a way that she can try and get back to him and save his life, and that's all she's thinking. Yeah. That's all that's going through her head.
But I like that, because I think Mickey at the start of the series...
was naive. Well, you just see the sense of him giving up when she's like, well, there's nothing left for me here.
But then also later on, before Jackie comes around the corner with the truck, and she's like, oh, maybe Mum's right. And he's like, no, I'm not having
letting
that.
Not letting you give up, not now.
Like I think he's an interesting...
He cares too. Like, yeah. I think he's always conflicted, isn't he?
Yeah. And I genuinely think Mickey's a really interesting character. And his sort of progression through the series is it's a really nice arc, and I think there's some nice nuances in there, and he kind of goes back and forth, and like you say, he's sort of conflicted between, you know, what he wants and kind of wanting to help Rose get what she wants, even if that's not
if that's a detriment to him, and
but yeah, the scene with Jackie and Rose in the TARDIS,
I love that.
Again, she's quite cold.
Yeah. She's desperate, isn't she?
But and I think she knows... it's not manipulative, but I think she it's kind of like a last ditch attempt.
Yeah.
She's not like throwing it in Jackie's face, but she's kind of being like, no, don't tell me what he was like, because I know what he was like.
Yeah.
Because I've met him.
Yeah.
And the reason I've met him and been able to do that and have this really beautiful sort of therapeutic, also quite tragic, like moment is because of the Doctor. It's a gorgeous moment.
I still cry. It still makes me cry. Mm-hmm. I've watched it 1,000 times and it still makes me cry.
Yeah. It's
beautiful. It is really touching.
Really tender.
And it's really nice because you do really feel like a mother-daughter connection between Camille and Billy. It is really nice.
Yeah, I think that it's the casting, but also just those two performances and the chemistry that they have. Yeah, you do. I think you do really believe that
their relation,
their mother and daughter. Yeah, and then she comes trundling along in a big yellow truck.
Oh yeah.
Sat on a man's lap.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fun. It's just a fun little. Again, it's the domestic and the.
Put your foot down. Give me some more, Mickey.
It's the domestic meets the sci-fi.
Yeah, which Russell does so well, and that's what makes his first run so good.
Yeah, and it's finding
the balance,
real life solutions to mad sci-fi problems.
Yeah.
Which grounds it, and it's just fun to see Jackie Tyler coming around the corner in a massive yellow truck.
Yeah.
Like, that's just funny. The scene, I think it's really sweet that they do help her, and they do kind of come round to her way of thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, because Rose says to Mickey, he showed you too, so he has had glimpses into it, and I think that's going to be helpful for Mickey to try and convince Jackie, and then Jackie with Rose, and
they slowly sort of come round
to it.
And then kaboom.
Out of the TARDIS. What have you done?
Is that Jodie Whittaker? Yes, what have you done? It's just cool, isn't it? It's just cool. I like it.
It's great.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've got, all the way through this, by the way, because we're cutting back and forth. And I think it makes during her monologue, like, it makes a good point of,
200,000 years, Jackie. She goes, well, 200,000 years, it's way off. But
yeah.
It's not. It's now that fight's happening right now.
Yeah. And it sort of grounds it as, like, that they are kind of happening concurrently.
Yeah.
Even if it's just within the narrative. Like, for Rose, she's just been there.
Yeah.
So 5 minutes, 5 minutes have passed, and that's 5 minutes that he's had there. And
he only had 22 minutes to start off with.
Yeah.
So she knows something's going down now.
All of the scenes you get with the Jack's little band of, like,
fighters,
little rebels.
Any more volunteers? I don't know why I turned into a pirate.
I'm gonna any more volunteers.
VRD.
You've got the wrong Captain Jack.
Yeah.
You've seen him getting picked off.
Yeah.
When the Daleks go down.
And then to go down.
And start wiping them out.
Yeah.
Again, another really, like, when you're back with Linda on the viewing bay.
We haven't even spoke about Linda.
I know. But... yeah, Linda, like, Jo Joyner, what a delight. Mm-hmm. Like, she's great. Yeah. She really is great.
I just feel bad because I didn't give her a fair run for many years because I was like,
You're not Rose.
You're not Rose.
Yeah.
Sorry, who do you think you are? And then them flirting and stuff. You're sweet. What? Go away. You can't do that. You love Rose. Stop it.
You have...
What?
Just
what?
Such a bias.
What do you mean I've got such a bias? Look, Lynn, she is sweet. That's all she's ever going to be.
She's not your competition. What's the...
Don't care. She's my girl. I back my girl.
Jesus.
Yeah.
She's
sweet.
She is very sweet. I really like...
I just want to go home.
yeah, just... But then...
And then she gets killed by a Dalek, and it's just devastating,
But I think that's...
It's just the Doctor's
life,
That's
almost more tragic, that she's like, I just want to go home. But then has the chance to, and goes, no, I'm going to stay and help. Mm. Obviously, it's one of the sort of first examples of the tragic, like, oh, when we get through this, you can come with me on the TARDIS. You're not making it out.
Yeah,
yeah. Just don't promise them anything until the danger is gone.
As soon as the Doctor starts looking at someone and we know that they're not, like, main character, like, energy, you're like, oh, you're dead. Okay, don't get emotionally attached to them because they're dead in 10 minutes.
They are great.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think she has real good, like,
she's
chemistry with the Doctor. It's a very different kind of dynamic to the one he has with Rose, I think.
Yeah. It's not as important.
Not that you're salty.
No. But it's just true, so just be aware of that.
But yeah, I think because she is just genuinely really sweet and really lovely, and then she gets such a brutal death.
It's not you can hear the exterminate.
Yeah.
Even though you can't, I love
all
it.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that. As well as, because you've got the sort of double bluff of them cutting through the door. Because you get like they won't be able to cut through that. It's made of this and
whatever it is.
And then you get the little blowtorch.
Yeah, well, you know what they're on about.
Oh God.
Human earthmanship, and then they start cutting the door down. Then she starts getting scared. Then she turns around and they're just hovering up.
It's like what an image.
Yeah. And the Doctor's face when he hears her scream and he looks hurt, but he doesn't have time to mourn it.
Yeah. And you see I promised you I was going to get you out of this.
Yeah.
Because in Bad Wolf, the staying here, you got a 50-50 chance. Like, come with me, I promise I'll get you out.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
She's gone.
Yep. But it's a constant reminder as well, because she even says, doesn't she, over them on at ground zero, they've killed them all. And then she cries. So that's 0.1 to Daleks, 0 to Doctor, because he's trying to juggle saving everyone's life. Then Linda goes, and then everyone else goes, and then Jack's like, last man standing. Do your whatever.
I mean, I was going to say, and his little standoffs, you know.
Yeah. I kind of figured that.
Like, yeah, it really feels like a desperate sort of last skirmish.
Yeah.
Like,
just picking them off one by one.
Yeah, and Jack being like, I've got even just the machine gun running out of ammo,
and he
chucking
throws it
and gets the handgun
out. Yeah.
Like, it feels desperate.
Yeah.
And they're almost like taunting him.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of them coming down a corridor. They don't take a shot
It's
at
just
him.
like a reflection, though, isn't it? Of, like, there's so many parallels between him, the Time Lords, and the First Time War.
Yeah.
And it's just, even though they're not Time Lords, they're his family and they're all he's got. And they're just being picked off one by one.
Slaughtered.
And all of them die.
Yeah.
And then it's just left him again to make the ultimate choice. Alone again.
Also, I should say, the shot of... And there's a few shots like this where you get that wide shot of all the Daleks coming in and surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
There were only 3 Dalek props.
Yeah. I love seeing all the cardboard cutouts. There's a cardboard cutout in one of the shots.
There's not.
Yeah. On the left-hand... I'll show you later. On the left-hand side?
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
They use
like right in the background of a shot.
They use the cardboard cutout Dalek again in one of the later episodes where they have to build a Dalek army as well.
I know they did that in, like, the 60s.
Yeah, there's a Dalek cutout somewhere.
But it's just, obviously, very simple editing trick.
Yeah.
Where you just crop out some of the, but it feels...
like you just had...
that you've got, like, 20 on screen. Yeah. And obviously that's added to with the CGI sort of exterior shots of them just bombing it through space. Like, but yeah, there's a real sort of grand, oh no, he is just completely outnumbered and he's completely on his own. Again, he's left with his hand on the trigger. Yeah. And he can push the button to kill all of his enemies and have the guilt of that, but also killing I don't want to say innocent people because Time Lords weren't innocent, but like his people. Yeah. And there were innocent people with Time Lords because obviously it's not just the generals and it's
exactly everyone.
As in Day of the Doctor, all the children and all of the innocent lives on Gallifrey. And it's just...
And he tries to justify it, doesn't he? Because he says, die as a human or live as a Dalek. And then he's like, but there are colonies out there. like the human race is
Yeah,
going
like
to survive in some shape or form, but you're the only Daleks in existence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's such a perfect conclusion to his arc.
Yeah.
And it feels almost obvious, but like it's so well done, it's almost poetic.
Yeah.
Because all of that grief and sorrow and guilt and resentment was caused by this exact same scenario, and he made a choice that he regrets. Whether he still feels it was the right choice or not is,
Mm-hmm.
But the universe kind of goes,
who's your second chance?
Okay, second chance. Like you making the same call, or you? It's with all of that growth and all of everything that he's learned and kind of developed as a character, and from Rose and picking up humanity, basically.
Can't do it.
You can't do it. Yeah, it's a really. It's funny, isn't it? Because even as he's saying the words, like even as he's calling himself a coward, it's a really like victorious moment.
Yeah.
It's I've always found that really, really special. There's a real sort of, maybe even though he's not especially feeling that, as the viewer, you're like, yes, like it feels like a win. Even though he's about to get absolutely like gunned down. But wait, I hear some engines.
TARDIS materializing. You will not escape.
Wow, it was like I was watching the bloody episode.
What have you done? What have you
done? Rose appears in the TARDIS with the power of the time vortex. She's become the Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
She bye-byes all the Daleks.
Yeah, she creates herself.
She creates
shakes
herself.
the words, she scatters them throughout time and space, a message to bring us.
And then we get her bringing...
Well, she brings life.
She brings life.
But this is wrong, you can't control life and death. But I can. You know?
Yeah.
The sun and the moon, the day and the night, but why does it hurt? It's going to kill you and it's all my fault, I can see everything. All that is, all that was, all that ever could be. But that's what I see all the time, and doesn't it drive you mad? My head. Come here, it's killing me. I think you need a doctor. Gizzy.
Nom nom nom.
Jagra face.
Jagra face. Kids had Jagra face off.
It's so hot in here.
It's so warm. Yeah, there's obviously that lovely moment there where, because he's obviously worried for her.
Yeah.
And then that moment where he's like, that's what I
see. See all the time. Yeah.
It's like
he's finally had someone that can relate to him.
Just briefly, for a second.
And you see it in his face as well. He's like a puppy.
Yeah, and then obviously a little bit of a cheesy line that I think you need a doctor.
I love it. I know people hate it, but I love it.
No,
I think she needs a doctor too.
Do you?
Yeah, I think we all need a doctor.
All right, steady on. You just want to smooch from a big middle-aged northern man, do you?
No, I can confirm.
I will need him to be at least 9 centuries old. And then
I'll think about it.
But yeah, the effect on Chris with the glowing eyes.
Yeah.
He looks scary. Like, he looked really scary.
It's nice. I like it in Doctor Who when they make us remember that he isn't, or she isn't, one of us. Because obviously they look human. And we can relate, and that's the whole thing. Blah, blah, blah. We understand what the Doctor signifies, what it's meant to be in television. We get it. So it's nice when we have those kind of elements, whether it's visual, through dialogue, whatever, where we get to see that the Doctor is a Time Lord at the end of the day. They are not a human being. It's not always something that we can latch on and relate to. This is this being. Yeah. So, I love it. It's really nice to see. It
feels kind of a little bit mythical and mystical.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, and I think rightly so, refer to the Bad Wolf as being a Deus Ex Machina. Which it is.
Being a what?
A Deus Ex Machina.
A what?
So it's It's a literary term where it stems from like Greek theatre, I believe. It means something to the effect of like intervention from the gods.
Right.
Something that's like, oh, and then big magic powers save the day.
Right.
So another thing that gets accused of being
Well,
a Deus Ex Machina is Last of the Time Lords.
Yeah.
With Super Saiyan 10. But yeah, like, you know, it's a big, oh, it's okay because, and this literally is a Deus Ex Machina in the, like, it's godlike intervention.
Yeah.
But I think it works.
I was going to say it works because it was intentional and it's been set up from day one.
Set up from Boomtown.
Yeah.
You've got obviously all of the references to the Bad Wolf.
And this is why I can get frustrated when people say it's a cop out.
See, the reason I don't think it's a cop out is because it has consequences.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the only like it is a Deus Ex Machina. Rose comes down and she's got big yellow sparkly magic powers. Just wipes all the Daleks out, brings Jack back.
Yeah.
And I think if that were it, and then we're all
ending,
good, and we're into series 2 with...
Which is what I fear would have happened if Eccleston did stay on.
Yeah, the fact that it has consequences means it works for me.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there's a nice kind of poetic sort of justice to it. Like, the woman that sort of... saved him. Yeah, healed him from the Time War is the one that kind of saves him.
Yeah. In the end from it. Yeah.
Like, the last act of the Time War, if you like. And then for him to return the favour. Mm-hmm. So then we get...
He's the best and most perfect regeneration we have had in Doctor Who.
I think you're right.
I am right.
Yeah.
He's so gentle with it and with her, and for something that he knows is going to be like, what is going on? Mm-hmm. And he tries to calm herself down. Yeah, and he doesn't want to go either. Her. Like, he's not so open about it. Like, I don't want to go. But but obviously he doesn't want to leave her side either. So it's just... Yeah. And he's... Especially as it's her own actions that have led it.
He's in pain.
Yeah.
He's scared.
Yeah.
He's...
Doesn't know how she's going to take it.
Yeah, and I think probably quite sad that he doesn't... Because I do subscribe to a 9-rose romance.
You do?
Thing. Yeah. Sorry, Harbo.
I was literally... That was in my head. I was like... Ha ha.
I think it's very nuanced, and I don't think it's as...
It's not black and white.
Yeah, I don't think it's as simple as like, oh, they have romantic feelings
connection.
For each other.
It's a lot deeper than that, and it is much more complex than that.
Yeah, I think it's like a real sort of deep connection. Love. And I think that there's a part of him that, you know, is sort of like, but like, I don't get any more, but like this version of me doesn't get any more time with you.
Yeah.
And I know there's a whole debate there about like, oh, well, the Doctor's still the same person, like, doesn't matter what face they've got or what, but it's like...
Yeah, but they even say...
Yeah, like... But I think your mileage may vary on that, because I think some people fully subscribe to the sort of tenet, like, oh, well, even if I change, it feels like dying.
Yeah.
And then some people subscribe fully to the, like, oh, we're all exactly the same, like, it doesn't matter what face we're wearing, we're all the same person.
Yeah, but...
I sort of fall somewhere in the middle.
I was going to say, it's not as easy as that.
Yeah, I think it's like giving up a sort of chapter of your life. Yeah. And...
It's about moving on and growing and...
Yeah.
What lies ahead of you, isn't it?
Exactly. But I think it's really, you know, headcanon if the person does get some kind of sway in what they look like.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
And if he does have sort of romantic feelings for Rose.
Yes.
Could he
maybe becomes a younger version of himself?
Subconsciously pick a maybe slightly more conventionally attractive, younger...
That he knows Rose is going to have the hots for?
Yeah, and he's also got a bit of a London accent going on, actually. That's interesting. I wonder where he got that from.
Yeah. That's canon.
I don't mind. I think that's fun. But also, if people are like, no, that's not what happened. Okay.
It is, but it's fine.
But yeah, I think it's a really tender, like beautiful scene between the two of them, with the Doctor spending the whole time, despite being in, I imagine, absolute
Excruciating
agony,
pain, yeah.
and fearing for his life because he's literally got minutes left before he bursts into flames.
Yeah.
He just spends it comforting Rose and being a bit silly and kind of enjoying like his last few moments with her.
Yeah.
But also trying to explain it and not freak her out. And...
I was going to say, because you've got to remember Russell's writing through Rose is us right now.
Exactly,
so we've got to be okay with it.
As much as he's sort of reaching out and kind of holding her hand through it, he's holding the audience's hand through it. Yeah. Especially, I think, the kids watching.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, he is sort of saying, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be okay. And I think it's a really beautiful, really, really beautiful scene. And I think it's testament to both Russell and Chris.
Yeah.
Especially given that obviously they weren't getting on at this point. And it was obviously quite a tumultuous time, and Chris's decision to leave was obviously, I imagine, quite a big sort of spanner in the works.
Yeah.
But together, like Russell's writing and Chris's performance
acting was
just pitch perfect.
Yeah,
and it's like they kind of almost came together there to be like, no, we're gonna do what the show needs.
Yeah.
I just think it's really, really special. The regeneration effect, I think, looks great.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about, obviously we've only grown up with that being what regeneration looks like.
Yeah.
How do you feel, because obviously the reason it looks like that was because it is meant to be that time vortex energy.
Yeah.
And then when we get, what's the next regen we get?
10.
No, there's Derek Jacobi to John Sim.
Oh.
So you get a similar thing, but you get kind of like kind of more whites and sort of stuff in that, which looks a bit more like the Fobwatch energy.
Energy, yeah.
But then obviously when we get 10s, it's just the same.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, because I didn't know anything different, that's what regeneration is like for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when, obviously, I went to Classic, and it wasn't exploding.
So why have they just...
I was like,
done a fade from...
Yeah. Why is Sylvester McCoy in a wig?
Fun fact. Hot tip fact. The first time I saw the first regeneration...
Yeah.
Because of how it's shot and being in black and white, that looked like the same man to me.
Did you have your glasses on?
Sorry?
Did you have your glasses on?
Well, I mean, I was about 10 at the time.
Oh,
so
yes,
no.
I know.
But yeah, like, it was just, there was a close-up of a man's face, a white light, and then the same close-up of a man's face. And I was like,
What just happened?
Have they done a stolen Earth? Have they? But yeah, I quite like the regeneration effect.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool to see something different, and they have kind of played with it a little bit.
If they like the sneeze?
Like the sneeze. Kind of change, like with Shooties, like, you know, with it all coming, like the star regen. It's the same kind of thing, but they're doing something a bit different.
See, this is what I think, and no, I'm not going to say. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but I think it's cool to do something a bit different. Something a bit new, because otherwise you're doing the same.
I'm fine with that.
And isn't that what Doctor Who's really about? It's about change.
I'm not good with change.
Yeah, this was not the show for you. But
it's really hard losing your first Doctor.
No, I know. I just had mine stuck around for a bit longer.
Oh, yeah, good for you.
I think that, it's hard to argue that regeneration is not the best regeneration.
No.
Yeah, and then we get the shining
David
new
Tennant.
teeth face.
David Tennant.
Yes.
With the sideburns.
With the sideburns.
The teeth.
And those sideburns are sideburning.
Oh, yeah. No, but his best sideburns are Series 4.
You heard it here first, folks.
Nobody can argue or change my mind. His best sideburns, Series 4.
Also best hair.
Also best hair. Oh yeah, Pfizer Pompeii, David Tennant hair. With those sideburns, are you joking me?
Wow.
Just saying.
She got over her first Doctor pretty quick. All it took was a pair of sideburns and a little bit of hair gel.
Has anyone seen my boyfriend?
So yeah, and I think it's... I don't think it's an overstatement to say in about, 10 words, he just is the Doctor.
Yeah. New teeth, that's what...
Yeah, just a completely different vibe.
Yeah,
but somehow you just go,
okay,
yeah, that's him. And that is The Parting of the Ways.
Yeah.
Bad Wolf and The Parting of the Ways, the Series 1 finale.
And I watched the first part for this podcast.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, to conclude, it's pretty bloody good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
10 out of 10. Can't complain. No
people
comments.
should talk about it more. It's very underrated, I feel.
Yeah.
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 I don't see anybody giving it its flowers, you know?
No, definitely not.
Right, so shall we enter into a trivia segment that I've prepared for you?
Go on.
Which we'll do each week for old episodes.
All right.
I'm calling this Trivny and Susanna. That's what the segment's called.
Wow.
Like trivia, yeah. So
yeah.
Sitting comfortably.
Yeah.
So Nisha Nayar, aka female programmer, aka Elaine the Pain, actually played an extra in Paradise Towers.
I literally watched that 2 nights ago. Is she Kang? One of the Kangs?
One of the Kangs.
She's in the blue. Is she blue Kang?
Could not tell you.
I think she's in the blue.
My trivia does not extend that far, but I believe she is one of the Kangs. There you go.
There you go. Subconsciously, I knew.
If the Emperor Dalek prop had proved unfeasible to realise, RCD had intended to use Davros in his place.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because earlier I nearly went, well, the Emperor's just Davros, isn't he? But not. So
sort
of. That's really funny.
So the defabricator scene originally included a shot of Jack's nude rear.
Yes, I remember that.
But that was the one veto that the BBC made for the series, much to the annoyance of John Barrowman.
I'm sure. I wonder why.
So this is also the first time since season 4 that a series has included 2 Dalek stories.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
During the Weakest Link segments, director Joe Ahern got the questions to be played back in a different order so the contestants' confusion would appear more genuine.
Love that. That's great.
That's cool, right?
That's great. I love it when things like that happen.
The Doctor's line, I'm going to wipe every stinking Dalek out of the sky, is a direct reference to a boast made by Absalom Dark from the DWM comic strip.
Nice.
There you go. Apparently he said exactly the same thing.
Aww.
The shot of the Daleks hovering in space. See, this is one that I've not sourced from the internet and various sources.
Right.
This is from the Noggin.
Oh, go on.
So I don't know if this is an intended reference or not.
Go on.
But I feel like it probably is. So the shot of the Daleks hovering in space when they come up to kill Linda, I think is a homage to the cliffhanger from the Sensorites, where Ian turns round and they're coming up in the view. And I think...
But the thing is, I realise now, and a lot of what I've seen Russell's work now as well, as I'm doing my classic rewatches back, he really loves putting Classic Who, even in just little references, into his modern stuff. So that wouldn't surprise me
100%,
at all.
100%. Because the model of the Emperor was kind of half based on the power of the Daleks Emperor, and you know, like it's really going in there. Speaking of, so according to the Weakest Link question, the face of Bo is the oldest inhabitant of the Isop galaxy.
Yeah.
Which is home to Vortis from the Web Planet.
Yeah.
Raxacorica Falcipatorius and Clom.
Oh.
There you go.
There you go.
So the same galaxy created the Zarbi,
the
Slovene, the Absorbaloff,
and the face of Bo.
Which is even weirder when you consider that they look humanish.
Yes.
So the name The Oncoming Storm originates from Paul Cornell's Virgin New Adventures novel Love and War, and it's actually the Draconian's name for the Doctor.
Interesting.
So there's another nice little reference there.
Yeah.
Lovely Paul Cornell. Submerging the Dalek mutant prop in water damaged its mechanics, meaning it would not be used again until the Stolen Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I think is why you get predominantly like CGI mutants.
Yeah.
So like the Dalek Sect mutant in the Series 3 two-parter is like CGI.
Yeah.
Also, it's got that weird little organ that just comes out and like blubbers over.
Don't, because I have a lot to say about season 3 Daleks, so don't.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Like product design, like.
In rehearsals, before walking back into the TARDIS, the Doctor stuck his middle finger up at the Emperor.
So funny.
We're going now, see ya.
Yeah.
Just flipping the bird.
You may not leave my presence. Flipping the bird.
John Barron slightly burned his arms on shell casings during the shoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, when I was listening to the commentary as well, apparently he was saying to one of the extras, I presume where they're all behind the sort of yeah. He was sort of saying, oh, like if you do it like this and sort of hold it like to one of the female extras, and she was like, oh right, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, hold it because otherwise you're gonna get too much, and like giving her tips. And he was like, and then after we finished that, I found out that she is a weapons.
No! Imagine mansplaining how to hold a gun to a weapons specialist.
If you weren't cancelled before, Barrowman.
That's beautiful.
So, foreign titles for these episodes.
Yeah.
The French, the first part is The Big Bad Wolf.
Nice.
And the second is At the Crossroads.
Okay.
The Hungarian is Reality Shock and We Meet After the Battle.
They kind of go hard.
The Italian is Masters of the Universe, parts 1 and 2.
No, I don't like that.
And the German for Parting of the Ways was Separate Ways.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me. No.
RTD originally wanted to reunite Jackie with modern day versions of her friends Bev, Susie, and Sarah Clark from Father's Day.
Right.
So, with the help of Rodrigo, they would link their vehicles together to open the heart of the TARDIS.
For God's sake.
But this was changed for the more straightforward tow truck.
Good.
Also, another little one from me. Both this story and the next have a boyfriend of Jackie's indirectly saved the day.
Oh, yeah. In which she owes
Rodrigo
a favour.
in his truck, and Howard in his bloody Satsuma.
What can you say?
You know? Comes in handy, don't she?
He gets hungry.
Oh, he gets hungry in his sleep. So the Dalek Emperor design was partly based on the Roman testudo formation, which translates to turtle, of Centurion shields that they'd do, and they'd get arrows fired, and they'd all sort of link together. So that's quite cool.
Cool.
Eccleston's final day on the series was the non point scene, wrapping with him stepping back into the TARDIS. That was the last thing he filmed.
Wow.
And finally, this is the only time that David Tennant is credited as Doctor Who, something he personally requested to be changed.
Yes, all of Christopher Eccleston's is Doctor Who, Christopher Eccleston, and then he changes to the Doctor from David Tennant.
Yeah, apparently Tennant went, no, can we change that?
Yeah, can we not do that? Because it's the Doctor, not Doctor Who. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you,
bye.
I, too, would have been like that.
Yeah.
So I feel that.
There you go. Well, thank you very much for joining us for Trivney and Susanna. What else you got for me, little cat?
What other people think of the episode?
Yes, what do other people think of the episode?
I did a tweet.
You did a tweet?
Yes.
Oh, you're always doing them.
I'm always doing them. I do too many of them.
Stop you doing tweets. You bloody love a tweet.
So I do love a tweet. I asked you all what you like about it.
Yeah.
So
what do people say? What do I like?
Quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So Ruby says it's got such a beautiful setup. The way the overarching hints of Bad Wolf being in the series up until this point is pure genius. The cliffhanger leading into Parting of the Ways is so exciting yet scary, as we also said.
Yeah.
It's perfect and beautiful send-off to my first Doctor. Oh,
Aww.
that's wonderful.
That's really nice. We've got one here from @Here Comes the Doctor. One of the best stories ever. Bad Wolf gives mid-2000s nostalgia with the game shows, but with a way to follow the plot. Linda is a nice addition, being adorable. She is. She's very sweet.
She is very sweet. There's one thing about Linda, is that she's very sweet.
There's one thing I'll tell you about Linda with a Y. Right. Not Linda with an I. She got forcibly evicted for property damage. Yeah. But Linda with a Y, dead sweet. The Part of the Ways is still the best finale in the revival. The Daleks are great, and Eccleston gives his all here. He really does.
He does.
I don't know if we've mentioned, Chris Eccleston's really good in this one.
He's really bloody good. We have one from Brendan, who said, top 3 without question, because this is the foundation of who the modern Doctor is. Not the spectacle of the time vortex breaking open in the eye of a girl who loved him, as wonderful as that is, but for this, that 9, in all his grief, chooses coward. That is the true oncoming storm, the soul who walks away, not because they cannot kill, because they know that they can. I truly think the infinite battle of the Doctor is not defeating their next threat, but not becoming them in the process, and Christopher Eccleston birthed that.
Oh my god, I got
That's
chills.
That's beautiful.
I genuinely got goosebumps.
Oh my god.
Brendan.
Go on.
Take a bow.
Pop off, King.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, that was gorgeous.
That was good.
Nice one,
I
Brendan.
love that.
Jude says, peak who? It's a shame we never had a finale this good ever since, barring very few exceptions. Yeah. Are there any better?
Well...
Series 10's the only one
I was
that comes to
literally about
mind.
to say, we've got the... I know, I'm sure that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
World Enough and the Doctor.
I still think this might be
stronger.
stronger.
Well, this is better. Yeah, stronger.
But yeah, the entire cast is on incredible form. Coward or Killer, a perfect conclusion for Nine's arc. Beautiful Who.
Numpties says...
Great name.
Says, I would swap out a few scenes of Jack choosing outfits for these two, and that's Elaine the Pain and the guy holding the gun.
Yeah.
Guy.
The official character names.
If you look in the credits.
Guy holding the gun.
The one who says, can I put this down now? And who also says the iconic 22 minutes?
I believe his name is Davish Patel.
Sure.
If I've got that right, so
1 point for you.
I need some kind of recognition for that.
Okay, I'll put it in the comments. I don't know.
Can somebody let me know if I've got that right?
Yeah. So Numpty says I would swap out a few scenes of Jack choosing outfits for them to get more characterization, but other than that, pretty much perfect 2-part finale. I could watch it every day. So could I.
Very good. Yeah, and you.
And I do.
George Sheard. Oh. One of, if not the best finale 2-parters of all time. Scary, exciting, funny, and fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
I love when you do a northern accent because you just sound like Jodie.
I can't help it.
You try and do Chris and you just go Jodie.
I can't get that low for starters.
Yeah. You know that Salford gruff.
Alright, well, I can't do it, so...
Where's Jodie's Huddersfield?
And I'm up here. Alright.
Yes.
Yes. Ben says, along with the rest of Series 1, some of the best scenes the show has ever produced.
Indeed.
Facts.
And Joshua says, a brilliant crescendo to these characters' journeys. It's big and bombastic and Dalek-fueled in all of their malevolence. But it also summarises all of the TARDIS team's arcs and character growth since we met them. Legit, the only part I'm not the biggest fan of, but appreciate it's more for other audiences, is the aged game shows element. But I can still appreciate it hits harder for others. That's fair. I think that's fair.
I mean, all the game shows are still running. Or a version of.
I mean, the Trini and Susanna, that I don't think they've really been relevant for about 15 years. But
no, yeah, but people do like...
The Weakest Link still...
Fashion.
I mean, the Anne Robinson version doesn't still exist. But...
And Big Brother's like Celebrity Big Brother, which is a thing now, and all of that. Yeah, no, I can understand that.
That's fair. I do think if you were to say what's the weakest element, that's probably what I would point to.
The weakest link of the episode.
Oh, God. Right, go on. Take us home with one more.
Oscar Groucho says...
Great name.
Says, the poetry of a post-Time War Doctor, striding through the ghosts of his past, presented with the same dilemma that ended the war, and yet here, now, he chooses love, to live. The past is exercised, and Eccleston's Campbellian PTSD journey is at an end. Peerless.
Beautiful.
Jeez, what is
Oh,
everyone? Like, poetry!
I know. Yeah.
Jesus, guys.
Beautifully written stuff.
Love that.
Thank you very much to everyone for commenting.
Yeah. I also did a poll. I put, what would you rank Bad Wolf, The Pine of the Ways finale as? And I gave the categories the best, one of the best, good to mid, and bad.
Okay. Interesting categories you've got for there. The best, one of the best, good
to mid.
To mid. That's quite a wide margin. And then bad. Yeah, sure.
So the best,
yeah,
26%.
Fair.
One of the best, 63%.
Yeah.
Good to mid, 11%. Bad, 0%.
I mean, correct. It's like objectively not
bad. Yeah.
And then, so what's that about? So 89% of people think that it's at least one of the best, the best
finale episode.
I mean,
facts.
You can't argue with that, can you?
No.
You can't argue with that.
Absolutely not.
Well, I mean, I think we should wrap up there because I might spontaneously combust a la Christopher Eccleston any moment if I sit in this heat for much longer.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, thank you very much for chatting Bubble Pattern of the Waves with me.
I didn't have a choice. You scheduled it.
I did. But you know.
I'm joking. No, I love it. I could talk about it all day. I know. Let's watch it and then you can watch me say the script to it.
Yeah. Well, no, because the reason we did this, I've genuinely forgotten until you brought it up just now, is that it was the 20th anniversary a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, it just burped.
Cat's cat just burped.
Cat's cat.
Is that not what he is?
Cat's cat.
Cat's cat.
Cat's cat.
Oh, we're really hitting delirium now. Okay, well...
Delirium?
Thank you very much for joining us yet again. Please come back.
Please.
I didn't mean to make that sound as needy as it did.
Please come back.
Please come back.
Please.
What I meant to say was, please come back next week to join us.
Please come back.
For part 2 of our chat with Harbo Wholmes.
Please come back.
Talking about each of our favourite stories from Doctors 12 to 15. Where can they find you, Kat?
They can find me at Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, at simplyKT_XO. Where can they find you?
They can find me also on the Twitter, I refuse to call it X, at Sudden Biscuit, and on YouTube, on the Sudden Biscuit YouTube channel, which you may very well be watching this here podcast on now.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. But until then, enjoy our chats with Harbo Wholmes.
Yes.
And
please come back.
And please come back.
Please come back.
Please come back. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's too warm.
Stay tuned and please come back.
Stay tuned and please come back. Okay, bye.
Bye.
I've just looked. It is 26 degrees.
Yeah.
It's 9:30 in the evening.
Yeah. I'm sweating. My bum is sweating.
That's staying in. I'm sweating. My bum is sweating.